So in this video, I'm going to replace this ugly steel door with a pretty glass and fiberglass door. You can see it's kind of rotten around the brick mold, and it doesn't seal well, and it's just ugly. So I pulled off the existing trim. Eventually I'm going to gut this whole room, but for now I'm just sticking to what's impacting the door. It's taking everything in me not to keep going, but for the sake of this video and time, I'm just going to stick to what's touching the door. So I moved outside and started prying off the brick mold. Came off really easy because it was so rotten and soft and squishy. So just pulled it off, pulled the nails out, and then I moved to the reciprocating saw to cut the nails that were holding the jamb to the rough opening. This saw made pretty short work of that. So then I took the door off the hinges just to make the next step even easier. Just going to tap the jamb out of the opening and haul that off to the trash. Check out how gross this sill is. It's like totally rotten. So then I just pound the nails that I cut into the 2x4s. Here I am just scraping and brushing, getting everything nice and clean, getting ready for the door. You can see it used to be an open porch, so there's no good detail for the sill. So I found this thick, squishy flex tape that acts as a sill pan, so I hope that works. And then using the flex tape around the whole opening. And here's the door installed. Alright, quick rewind. So I didn't get any footage of tilting the door up, so I'm just going to talk through it. So first we set the door best we could onto the sill at an angle, applied caulk all around the perimeter and on the sill, and then tilted it up, shimmed it in place around all the hinges and strikes, and then put screws behind the seal and behind the hinges. So then after that, I started making a jig or template to route out the strike plates. So I started with some scrap wood, kind of traced it around the outside of the strike plates, and then pin nailed and glued it to a piece of plywood. And then I'm just hogging out that waste material from the center. And then I'm going to use the router with the pattern bit to transfer that scrap wood template onto the plywood. I'm actually just going to leave the scrap wood there. And then I'm going to double stick tape that to the door and then kind of brace it with some 2x4s to keep it nice and stable on the door. And then just route it out with that same pattern bit, test it out, and then you can see that the kind of base plate fit, but then the strike needed to get the corners squared off, so I just did that with the chisel. So here you can see the strike plate for the deadbolt latch is much bigger than what came on the jamb. So I'm doing the same technique I used for the door to route out that recess to accept the strike plate and a deeper or thicker security strike plate. So exact same technique, just had to set the depth a little deeper and then had to square off the corners with the chisel. And honestly, I probably could have done it all just by hand, but I just kind of wanted to do a new technique and make it look perfect. And I was a little worried with this expensive door. It worked out well, looks great. So I'm just showing it off here, and the dog loves the full glass door. So probably got more videos to come on this back porch, but honestly I'd rather show making furniture, but you never know. Anyway, like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.